Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Hades. So I did a little bit of research and I've cleared things up. The heart meter on the gods is completely separate from the talking to them to get more text mechanic. I was conflating them because, I just you play a lot of video games and talking to people is how you improve relationships in video games, and that's often represented by a number of hearts. So I was combining the two things in my head. But this is just the hearts fill in when you give them ambrosia. And I guess there are reasons to give them more than one ambrosia to one particular character. I'm not going to worry about it right now. We're going to get everybody's keepsakes before we go worrying about that. There's a lot of characters. I'm not allowed to give ambrosia to myself, apparently. There's a lot of characters that we have yet to even get the keepsakes from. So, what are we doing today? We're taking the spear because we have
Look at that.
an awful lot of darkness yet to earn. We have 114 darkness, and I held off on spending it because I was trying to figure out what to do with it. I think it seems like Shadow Presence is actually pretty good, and particularly with the spear, since we know that it does do the bonus damage when pulled back through people. I think let's go ahead and take another level of this. Do we want an extra rank? I'm not using our cast all that much. And to be perfectly honest with you, I don't know that we need more chthonic vitality because I feel like when we die, it kind of happens, it largely happens in one room or a very short sequence of chambers. I think I'm just going to pour all of it into Shadow Presence. Okay, apparently Shadow Presence has a cap and we have hit it, but I'm happy to have it there.
All set.
Alright, let's go backstab some people. Oh, we should figure out our keepsake first. Dark Thirst. Wow, that is a powerful name for such a small buff. Alright, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me to start with the old spiked collar. We can switch into this. I'm reasonably confident that we can get down to down past the first boss without this. So we'll switch over to that. Let's start with a boon increaser. Let's start with something cool. So I do like Ares and his whole Doom mechanic. We got a lot of value out of working with Poseidon last time, though. Let's go Ares. I like Ares quite a bit. If we can get Doom on the spear throw, I think that's going to be pretty strong for us.
I'm getting out of here.
All right.
The eternal spear. I thought it lost. Have you any idea how many lives it drank during your father's glory days?
What is the meaning of the word glory as you are using it there? Well, Special Inflicts Doom is pretty good, but also, this is the rare level of this. That's a lot of base damage. I think I'm gonna, at the risk of maybe ending up with kind of a similar run to what we were doing before, because it was very ranged focused, this feels to me like the right one.
What a fight.
And I really appreciate that the spear goes full distance. Oh, what's this about? Requires 25 heat. Oh, that's interesting. So if we don't end up spending our heat to put on challenge mode, we still can get some benefit from it. That's nice. I'm sure there's I'm probably not gaining as much actual play skill as I could be by just pushing super hard on safety like this. But, there's a lot to be said for just getting deep into the thing again and getting experience fighting Theseus. The skull piles have backs. Also, here's something I'm not 100% certain of. It probably works the way I expect it to, but let's just try to see. Okay. It does, in fact, inflict doom on the pullback as well. I don't think that was a thing that I was actually certain of before. It's good to know. It's good to be sure. Also, I don't know why am I even stabbing people? Who stabs people?
Don't cross me again.
Okay, attack also inflicts doom. I mean, your dash creates a blade rift where you started. I think I might be into... I'm just thinking, this doesn't really have a lot of value above me just shooting my spear, right? Anytime I would use the cast for this, I could be throwing my spear instead. But this is just extra damage. It's fairly large. I know ambrosia and everything, but we need keys. I'm placing keys above everything until we get that other weapon, because it looks extremely cool. Fool! Ha! He turned around. I got the backstab damage both ways. Alright, pretty easy so far. Everything feels like it's a little bit in slow motion after the difficulty of that last area. It was really something. So actually, the best way to do this is to throw it through and then pull it back after the doom from the first impact goes off, so I get double doom. But that's going to require them to like stand still for an awfully long time, or for me to move around them very carefully. Seemed like... oh dear. Oh dear. It seemed like the pot didn't actually take any damage. There we go. From the blade. Or the blade rift.
I'll run you through.
I'm trying to test here to see exactly how much damage we can get off from the blade rift. It's not very long and it doesn't hit very hard. It seems like maybe 5 or 6 ticks we could hit somebody with. Special deals massive bonus damage to armor. Oh, now that's interesting. I never remember to use the spin attack, so this does have some value making the spin attack a thing we could do more often, especially since our spear throw is not super good at dealing with enemies surrounding us. But if I'm going to be throwing the spear all the time anyway, feels like you kind of have to take the boost to the throw's effectiveness. Hey, look who it is.
Hello.
If I may be so bold, Your Highness, I was wondering, what brings you back around this way again? Same story as last time?
Look, I have to level with you, Sisyphus. I'm leaving the house. I've had quite enough. You understand, I'm sure. I'm going to the surface.
Oh, that is quite an undertaking, Prince. If it wasn't you yourself proposing it, I'd like to call it madness, truth be told. Though, you're just mad enough to pull it off. Well, hey, I hope you make it. Good fortune out there.
Yeah, that was very helpful. Okay, honestly, I think the thing that matters most is trying to get as deep as possible on this run, so we have as many chances as possible to open up, or to get keys. So let's take some money.
Not to worry.
Thank you, mate.
It's not a huge amount, but it'll make a difference, probably. Possibly.
You got this, Prince.
Hello. See you.
That's not exactly the awesome action movie dialogue I think he was hoping it would be. Yeah, I'm not too impressed with the blade rift. I was trying to do that. Trying to do it the way I described earlier. It seems like the spear is maybe even... the projectile might be a little bit narrower on the way back than it is on the way out. Maybe I'm imagining that. It's pretty good. It crits for a lot now.
Goodbye for now.
Do we get a choice? We do not. Alright, well, let's make sure we're looking around and trying to cash in as much as possible here. Alright, show me bombers. Okay, good. These guys are nice and easy to deal with. Oops, cannot throw the spear through a pillar. Yeah, geez, look at that. It is definitely not worth trying to trigger the secondary doom if I can just guarantee that I get the backstab instead. That buff is actually, like, very significant.
Oh, nephew, you've stood against the bull of Minos, have you?
Sort of.
Apologize for any inconvenience there, because he was a living testament to my revenge. Long story, boring really, rather sordid too. Stay strong.
Gods spend a lot of time apologizing, right? So... Cast damages foes in an area and knocks them away. I don't know exactly how good that is. I'm kind of tempted, like, because we're getting it so early, I'm kind of tempted to take Ocean's Bounty. I don't know, maybe that's not the right move. How about... let's take the Flood Shot.
Let's make some waves, right, Uncle?
It gives me a long distance area of effect attack. That's probably good.
I think I hear the river.
Although, is pushing people apart a good idea? Maybe we want to keep people close together? I don't know.
The infernal wares of the Stygian boatman Charon lie sprawled about. Available for sale to whomever would be willing to quench the boatman's great thirst for riches.
That would be me. Chiron, mate, I don't suppose you've given any further thought to my proposal to just, you know, ferry me up to the surface, seeing as it's not out of your way.
Was that a yes?
I'll take that as a no.
I guess not. You know, Zagreus has had a lot more time with Charon. He can understand him a little better. Oh, do I want Dionysus or Hermes? Hermes just makes everything faster. Doesn't really seem like what I want in this situation. Let's go Dionysus.
Just what I need.
Alright, poison. Oh, the damage reduction thing is interesting. Your call inflicts poison on all foes around you for 1.5 seconds. Max gauge bonus duration. Wait, I'm not 100% clear here. So it's in the poison description, it says for 4 seconds, foes take the damage. It does stack. That's good to know. So maybe it's the call has a maximum duration of 9 seconds, and every 1.5 seconds it pulses poison onto... I'm not sure. There's a lot of different durations here that don't line up very well. I'm going to take that, I think, over the poison on the attack.
Strong stuff.
Partially because I'm curious. And then, do we want darkness over money? No, I'm going to stick with my money. We're going to spend our money only on things that help us during the run, because we're trying to make 6 keys this run, and it is non-trivial. Although, we do have a good start going here. Oh hey, my spear can trigger traps. I didn't know that.
Like that.
My plan there was to catch him with the pullback on the spear, but I did a bad... Surprise, everybody, I did a bad. Yeah, that Blade Rift on dash thing, really... We really need a buff for that or something. It's not useful right now. I guess over a long fight against, like, a boss or something, it probably adds up quite a bit. Also, this room has entirely too many enemies in it. Oh, interesting. So my call got prepped there when I was not taking damage. It's not just taking damage that charges it, apparently.
You can't stop me.
Oh, right. Right, I should grab the key, I suppose. Ooh, money. It's got to be a pomegranate, right? Money's all well and good, but a pomegranate could be anything. It could even be money. Stupid pot that has a massive collision box. Now I'm getting defeated by the decorations. This does not bode super well for the run.
Out of my sight.
84 damage. I mean, that's a pretty huge knockback area. Yeah, that definitely has use. Hold on a second. Let's test something real quick. I need these guys to get a little bit closer together. Oh, I didn't actually pick up the... Right, I need ammo. Okay. And then I need 2 of these guys kind of close together. Honestly, that might do. I'm going to get this guy to attack. Well, I was supposed to get out of the way. Okay, it does do damage to everybody that it knocks back. That was what I was uncertain, whether the knockback carried the damage with it, or... I would have sworn that I was dodging there. This is a bad start to the run. Listen, it's okay. We have lots and lots of time to recover all of this health. This is making me look a little bit foolish for not taking the extra levels of chthonic vitality, though. Damage up on the cast thing, damage up on the doom. I mean, it's gotta be... We gotta lean into our linear here, right? So, we're going that way, of course. I think we could probably take on a trial. I just have to stop playing like butt, that's
I do
all.
not think so, boy.
The throw is very powerful, but you do still have to hit the enemies with it. I will say, the pots, like, their camouflage is remarkably effective. I do lose sight of them amongst the actual pots.
Back to the lowest depths with them.
Now to collect.
That was not so good. That was not a huge showing for me. Now listen, if we end up getting 3 keys and then dying really early, we'll just get back in here and grab 3 more keys. Did that thing again where I got overcommitted on the attack. Also, apparently those crystals do have backs, so we are able to get the backstab damage. It also looks like you can't, oh god. Stupid mines, they were all off screen. I couldn't tell where they were, so I didn't know when I was safe. And so, well after I was safe, I managed to dodge myself into a trap. Well, at this point I'm wondering if we should go to the shop in the hopes of being able to buy food. Or should I just keep hoping... I mean, if there's food... I can't remember if the food was 25 or 50. But if there's food and a boon, we can maybe afford both. There's sometimes gold drops in the shop. But the pomegranate would be definitely useful. I'm going to go to the shop. Maybe I'm going to regret that. Okay, tell me that there's something in here that drops money.
Took care of those for you, mate.
That's weird. In his shop, the gold generators are apparently blue. Well, I think we're gonna buy the boon and the food then. We could buy the pomegranate, I suppose. We're definitely buying the food. Let me do that. And then these are both good buffs. I'm actually gonna buy the pomegranate, I think. I'm just thinking, like, what we would get from Poseidon is probably just some like chain lightning on attack noise. And that's fine, but I don't really want to be using my attack all that much. Let's just buff up the stuff that we already want to do. I'm going to take another level of that. Alright, is this going to be Meg then?
We meet again.
Made it here pretty quickly.
I heard what happened. You crossed the river of flame. You really did it.
I wish everybody didn't sound so surprised.
That Hydra was a total bastard, though. Bastards. But you sound practically impressed with me there, Meg. I feel so flattered.
You'll soon feel something else. I don't know how you did it, but it changes nothing.
Why am I even stabbing her? What is the value of that? I feel like we're getting damage on her a lot faster than we have in previous runs. Just gonna take cover for a second here. She sounds almost upset with me. Like she forgot what we were doing here. So remember, even though we don't have any reflect, the spear itself does obliterate projectiles. So throwing it directly at her and pulling it back like that does kind of keep us safe. Probably something I should have been thinking about before. This actually seems like a great time to use some of these casts. Yeah, it's nice to do so much just like upfront damage. Alright, we're just gonna... Nope. The spear has a pretty long range. It is not infinite. Also, you do have to like aim at the enemies occasionally. That's really powerful. I feel really powerful. This game is so good at like conveying that feeling of strength. Also, just in general, this is just very good. It's a very good video game. Okay, so we should probably swap up our keepsake here.
You're going nowhere, boy.
Next stop, Asphodel.
Things are going like pretty well, but I am a little concerned. We're definitely buying yarn. I'm a little concerned about the fact that we're still at 50 max HP. So I think we should take the collar now.
Go with that one.
12 encounters to top it off.
Heading up.
If I was a little bit more confident here, it would probably be smart to switch to another boon keepsake, try to get another higher rarity boon, or to force a particular thing like we forced the Doom. Are these always going to be... Okay, no, they are not always 25 heat. Sometimes they are even more than that. I am happy to see a Centaur Heart.
Do not mess with me right now.
Ow. What a dumb way for me to get hit. So I feel like the Codex is demanding my attention a lot, but I don't have time for it. Okay.
Come, wretches.
Ow, I wasn't watching my feet, I was watching the guy I'm throwing stuff at. I guess that's part of the downside of of being more ranged, is that I'm looking away from my character a lot. Interesting that pulling it through his face was triggering the backstab damage, not throwing it through what was visibly his rear, but pulling it back to me through his face. Okay, nothing interesting. Ooh. Do we want to try to take on one of those double boon scenarios? I think we do. I think we're in a good position for that. We have all of our extra lives and everything. This will be a big power boost if we can pull it off. And we're probably far enough away from the boss that we have time to replenish.
Choose.
So, which one do we take first? I'm gonna go for Dionysus.
Hanging out with Ares, are you saying? He's quite the chap. I'll give him that. I'll give him that. And now I'll give you this.
Dionysus is a weird dude. Ooh, I do like that. The epic version of that's very compelling. Plus 75% damage as long as 3 foes are poison afflicted is also very compelling, though. Well, the thing is, when we need this most, which is during boss fights, we can't guarantee that there will even be 3 foes. I'm gonna take this one.
Let's liven things up.
You would deny such aid as I would offer you. How rather disappointing. You've more to learn about the art of dealing death, it seems.
Well, time to teach me then.
I angered him, I guess.
Ooh, you know what I don't like, I'm realizing, about the Blade Fury on dash? It's really hard to tell it apart from enemy spell effects, although I guess specifically the problem I'm having here is that I'm being attacked by Blade Furies because I pissed off Ares. This is way more manageable than the Artemis thing, though. I ran directly into that bomb. It's like it just didn't even register in my brain what that was until it was too late. Also, on that one, I didn't think it was going to explode in a large enough area to hit me. They explode pretty quickly. The amount of damage we took there, I think it was absolutely worth it to go for this.
A sacrifice in blood is fully paid, and we are squared away. Though, think you twice next time before you cross me,
Like, why should I? It worked out so well for me. Alright, your Doom effects deal more damage when applied multiple times. Bonus damage per stack. Do I have stack? Can you stack Doom? It doesn't... I thought it was just applying once. Like, if we throw the thing out and pull it back, it seems to only apply on the enemy once. Well, I mean, this also doesn't, like, it's such a small increase in damage. I'm gonna take black metal, I think.
The will to fight.
Yeah, that's alright.
Let's have a look here.
Ooh. Yeah, we're definitely taking the Eye of Lamia.
Coin goes in, that comes out.
Yeah, you know, it's just like a normal pool of water. Coin goes in, eyeball comes out. Well, we're definitely not in a place to shop yet. Trying to make sure I'm not missing anything here. Wait. Is that a thing? That is not a thing. It's just some rocks. It kind of looks like, you know, they look like they have veins of gold in them. I thought maybe... Yeah, we're definitely going to see Hermes. We could probably have bought food at a shop, but, like, that feels like a bad use of one of our very limited rooms. We only get to get rewards so many times, you know? Ow. Alright, a little bit of food. It's remarkable how quickly your health situation can turn around. We have an amount of health that I am 100% comfortable with now. Well, comfortable might be strong, but it's in the neighborhood of comfortable. I will get to comfortable. I'd get to comfortable a lot faster if the enemies would start dropping health again, though. Yeah, I wish that the blade rifts lasted just a little bit longer. It's like when we see enemies spawning in, I could leave rifts on top of their spawn points, and that would... I don't know, it just doesn't... It feels like it's not long enough to really deal enough damage or be useful as area denial or anything. Do we want to give Hermes a gift? You know what, we may as well.
Lord Hermes, please accept this gift as a small token of my appreciation. Thank you for always keeping me on my toes.
We're going to do everybody eventually, right?
Oh, mighty king if you two leave a tip there, boss. And I have a tip for you. Don't be slow. Maybe this will help with that.
Lord Hermes, I'm in your debt.
Gee, I wonder what that does.
You ever get the feeling life's moving all too quickly for you, boss? Well, Dionysus doesn't, as you're probably aware. Throws quite a feast, though.
Ooh, 15% chance to not take damage when you would take damage. I can't not take that.
Faster than ever.
That's real good value on something I don't have to put any effort into using. And that's significant, right? Like my attention is a limited resource, considerably more limited than the attention of some people. So Dionysus or I'm going to be honest with you. I would not hate getting deflect on my attack. This would give our attack some actual utility, and it would mean we could use the spear spin, because that's technically your attack, to deflect projectiles, I think. Let's go this way. Not that I don't like Dionysus.
You'll not do so.
I'm not even thinking about the rock guy. I am solely trying to kill Medusa here. I mean, he said Medusa, right? I would have just thought it was some random Gorgon, personally. Because Medusa, I don't know, maybe I'm having, oh dear, we're gonna die. I don't know why I thought that was worth doing. Yeah, I overdashed. We did not get a lot of health from our Eye of Lamia, by the way. Did you notice how bad the drop rate was this time? So that bodes pretty ill for the long-term prospects of our adventure. Yeah, it may well be the case that I should, I will do well in general to take more melee builds because I'm paying more attention to where my character is when I'm playing melee. Oh my god, this guy is so annoying. He spends so much time just dicking around in the air.
The circumstances spur me now to offer you the greatest of my powers, cousin. Take my strength and strike the darkness down.
I could really use it. Okay. Resist damage from traps almost entirely is definitely interesting. Reduce damage from foes is also pretty compelling. I think I'm going to take Divine Strike.
Divine protection.
But, yeah, that's interesting. There's some interesting options there. Having lost a life already bodes very poorly for us, though. Stay back. Please, please stay back. Don't come over here. If I'm this dangerous at a distance, think what'll happen if you stand anywhere near me, ever. It just seems like a bad idea. I wouldn't take the risk if I were you. Sure, maybe he's bluffing, but why even consider that? Why would anyone even cause you to consider that by bringing it up when you weren't already thinking about it? It's madness is what it is. Yeah, see, like, we can plant the blade rift on people, but it just doesn't do enough damage for it to be worth spending my dodges. I don't know. Seems not great. I so much want to be away from all the smoke, and of course I ran right into more smoke. Oh, I tried to bat the bomb out of the air with my attack there. It did not work. Oh, sweet shop. Yeah, definitely by health. We haven't seen any keys in a while. I'm a little frustrated by that. Let's not take an unnecessary difficult room. This is not a run to go crazy for darkness, even though we did take the Dark Thirst and everything. Trying to survive here. I think I did hit that explosion with my spear in a way that made it not affect me. Well, you know, because as soon as you hit it with your spear, all of a sudden the explosion's your friend. That's how hitting people with spears works. I got a little greedy there. I thought maybe I could just kill him before before the bomb went off. Oh god, wave guys. Nope, in the lava. It gets a little hectic down here. Things are so easy in Tartarus. Also, I gotta calm down. One of the big problems that I think I'm having here is that with the multiple dodges, I always just use all of my dodges every time I'm evading. Because I'm like, well, if I want to not be here, I want to not be here the greatest possible amount, right?
What did I tell
But
you?
no, obviously.
By my birthright.
Man, you get those things one at a time, huh? Nope, absolutely not. Spending keys. What I was saying, yeah, if I want to not be here, I want to not be here the most that I can not be here, but the downside of that is I definitely know where I'm going with that first dash, and then I just keep mashing the button and I end up in a place that I didn't really inspect thoroughly. Do we want to go to the shop? We probably don't. We're still a little short on cash. So a blessing from Poseidon or another heart. I'm going to go for another heart, I think. I know we only have 1 life left, but when we respawn, or when we pop our extra life, I want to do it with and end up at the largest possible amount of health. Alright, time to do the thing. I do not have high hopes for this one.
Bone Hydra. It's been too long.
How could it ever be too... Where the hell is my cursor? Why is it over there? That's not where I want it to be. Yeah, what now? Look at this, I got your number. This right here is a strategy that I can execute flawlessly. I appreciate them spawning right on top of each other. Makes my life a lot easier. Yep, in the lava. Too many ads, getting distracted. It does feel less hectic than it did before on the first phase. Like it's amazing how much you can get used to things. Like the degree to which you being used to it makes it more comprehensible, I guess, is really what I'm marveling at here. He really didn't take any damage from it. I thought for sure I had hit him right on with those. Oh, some health spawned. I should probably grab that. And then immediately take some damage to negate the benefit of grabbing it. Seems like the sporting thing to do, you know? Oh, that's not going to work on all of them. Well, I feel fairly confident we're going to beat the Hydra now. Maybe I'm speaking too soon. And I know about my call. I'm intentionally saving the call for max tier. When we can do the greater call, we will do it. I think I made him stick his face in the lava. I think that was what actually killed him. So I was complaining about, like... Oh, hey, greater call time. So yeah, it's causing constant pulses of poison. I really want to be closer to the enemies while this is happening. Okay, so it's the top one that's causing the spawns, I think. That could have been useful information if I had figured it out before he was the last one left. Okay. I saw the dodge save my life there, by the way. Yeah, I'm confident we're going to kill the Hydra. I'm not confident I'm going to do it without losing a life. Ah! Wow, sometimes those things really travel. Come on, kill him quickly. Just really trying to get rid of one before the other spawned in there. Nope, I dodged the wrong way. Oh hey, there's another one over here. Also, I don't think I realized that the food that I was seeing during the fight came out of a food pot. There's a pot up in the corner that spawns the food. I just thought it was like a random drop from some enemies or something. Okay, I have to reduce the number of Hydra heads here. Okay. Single dodges, calming down, making decisions rather than reacting. That's definitely going to be a big deal for me is when I get to the point where I can be making decisions instead of just panicking and pressing buttons. I've played enough video games at this point, I think, that my panic and press buttons is not as bad as it could be. Like, I make okay snap decisions, but I make better non-snap decisions. Ah! I'm at 3 health. Ah! Right, he does multiple stomps in the later phases. Okay. Got a little panic there by the homing projectile. Okay. Not good. We are not making it super deep into we're not making it super deep into Elysium this time, but hey, we're gonna get there again. That's pretty cool. Listen, if we've gotten in just a couple episodes here to consistently making it to the 3rd region, I am overjoyed about that.
Off to the touch.
Stuff is really hard to come by. How are you gonna just spend 50 of it to get an extra room at the beginning of this area? I mean, I guess we don't really have a lot else to do with it.
Where do you think you're going?
I think I'm going
We gotta
to
find
Elysium.
one more key. No, wait, sorry. I was thinking we needed 6 more keys, but this is not keys this run. This is keys in total. We need 3 more keys. An infernal trove is guaranteed to spawn ahead where possible. Do I want to take this and an eye? Yeah, probably. The infernal trove will pay for itself. You know what? I'm gonna hold off. Oh no, this is different. Gain 1% dodge and move speed each time you quickly clear an encounter. That's interesting. I wonder what quickly clear means. We're gonna try a run with this soon. Not right now. That's definitely a thing you want to build up from early on. I'm just gonna stick with the collar because we've almost got it leveled up. Alright, we have some idea how the enemies in Elysium work now.
Elysium.
75, I'm assuming? Yeah. Boy, it must be some reward. Haven't seen any keys in a while. Let's go pomegranate. Don't really think we need more money.
Am I interrupting something?
You fool! If I had one piece of advice for you all at home, it would be don't just let a man throw spears at you, no matter who he says he is. Ah, you fool. Boy, Hades can really scarf that food, though, huh? Ow. Well, I'm a big dummy. Just gonna stab this guy in the back a few times. I'll be honest with you, I was scratching my nose. Yeah, very unimpressed with the Blade Rift. Like, I don't know, the area needs to be way larger by default, or it needs to do more damage, or last longer, or some combination of those things. It's just not very compelling in its current state. That didn't work at all. Okay, well. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Didn't think so.
Okay, even harder Doom. Better casting. Right? I mean, just commit to the linear. I think let's just go ahead and spend. So is this going to add 3 encounters to my duration or reset it to 3? I guess this is a good time to test. So right now it says 2. Okay, it just gives me a separate version of the buff with 3 charges. So I wonder if we're going to see a ton of health items now because we have double chances. And then, I mean, we did spend resources putting this here.
Might as well.
What did it cost? Like 25 or 30? I'm fairly sure that I can get more than 25 or 30 out of it. Although if I take a lot of damage doing it, it may not end up being worthwhile. Who is... Ah, there it is. I'll tell you what, I do so love having a great big pillar in the middle of the room that the enemies all gather around. Okay, it looks like you can use deflect to bounce their arrows back at them. 'Cause that was my entire plan there. No, 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 no. Alright, one more down. I want to try to kill this guy. Fire time. Okay, just barely. I don't think I took too much damage there, but it was not great. For 45, yeah, that was probably not worth it. At best, borderline. Do I want a hammer more than I probably want a hammer. Hammers seem pretty good. Oh, chariots, I do not have a good sense of how to avoid these guys. They're very good at chasing me. I guess the smart move would be go through them since they have a bad turning radius. I'm a little annoyed about not having dealt any damage to that guy with my spear throw. I think he was spawned in by the time... Right, I'm getting hit by traps here. I think he was spawned in by the time the spear went through him. He should have taken damage there. I'm having a terrible time actually hitting this dude. Now he's just an eyeball moving in straight lines and I'm still having a terrible time hitting him? It is indeed one of those hammers. Spin attack is more massive. I'm gonna discard our ability to spin attack because I'm not remembering to do it. We're effectively losing nothing. Okay, that's pretty cool. Get some good deflection there. Yeah, so keys just stop appearing after the first area, maybe. All right, well we'll get the new weapon after the next run then. I'm torn, but I'm gonna go this way. How many more boons could we possibly benefit from? That is a tiny explosive chariot. It's like a bomb squig, but chariot. That's weird. That's a weird enemy. Also, they have a remarkable amount of health for being explosives. I think there's one trapped over here. There we go. I was trying to hit him in a way that didn't cause him to be able to come after me. Alright, I'm going to be careful. Try to avoid the food until the end of the encounter, so that I don't heal up and then take a ton of extra damage. Boy, I'm not doing a great job of dodging these explosions. It's pretty effective for stun locking people.
I wished only to speak to you in private once again, my kin, except, you see...
Except you see, dear cousin, that some members of our family are predisposed toward the unspeakable. I caution you around my half-brother is all. Now carry on.
That was weird. That's the first time we've seen that happen, right?
You interrupt me once again, dear sister. You know I do not care for that. I warn you to stay out of my affairs. I shall aid my kin as I see fit.
You only do as you see fit, Lord Ares. Mind that you continue pulling in the same direction as us all.
I wonder if that was me. Oh! duo. Attacks that deflect immediately activate Doom. Does that mean, when it says immediately activate Doom effects, I wonder if that means that it will pop all of my currently existing Doom effects, or if it will cause a new Doom that pops immediately on the thing I deflected. I don't know, we're going to take it though, for sure.
It's me or them.
Does the health stuff do... Okay, it doesn't like convert into money or anything when we're at full. Alright, well I think it's about time we fought the Minotaur. I don't really know which one of these buffs we want more. I guess I'll go Athena.
You have met the champion, the king. Let us see if you are fit to face him once again.
To be honest with you, I'm not feeling all that fit right now.
You mean face both of you together, which doesn't seem particularly fair.
It's a good point.
Life isn't particularly fair, short one, nor death. I'd have expected you to know as much. But here, have your fair fight.
Oh my god, the music in this game. That's a pillar. Do not throw the spear directly at the pillar. Okay, do have to hit him with the spear. Somehow my damage doesn't feel quite as good as it did against Meg. I don't know what it could be. Okay. Give him a charge of pillar. Wow, man, I thought I had a little bit more time on that. Stop chasing me! I'm trying to get him to like run into the wall. You can get him to hit the pillars, but I'm not always in a good spot to make that happen. Look at that, I remembered that I have a cast. Oh hey, we still have our Eye of Lamia up. Okay, if I'm paying attention to him, he has a little stance move that he does. Oh god. Right before the leap. It's not quite as warningless as I thought it was. I just have to be looking at him. You know, look at the boss to know how the pattern works. It's a thing I've never heard of in a video game before. Okay, Greater Call. Sounds good to me. Ah. No, stop being impervious. I have a limited amount of time in which to deal damage to you. I need you to be pervious. I'm pretty proud of my situational awareness, though. I realized that he was standing near another enemy, and I used the call to deal area damage. The trick here is gonna be... it seems like maybe you just... I thought the first time I got him to charge into a pillar, it had been destroyed already, and that he could just like crash into the remaining foundation. But I'm wondering, based on what we just saw there, if maybe that's not true. Oh, I had my cursor pointed in the wrong direction. I dodged through him and then back through him instead of away from him and then away from him. Makes it pretty easy for him to hit me.
Bull, it's rather hard.
Don't you dare say anything about grabbing him by the horns.
It's usually pretty quiet keeping watch over the pool of sticks back there, but it's sure been busy lately. Why, somebody else came through just earlier. You should have seen the look on my face when it wasn't you.
Glad to keep things interesting.
Elysium is up in arms again because of you.
What's with the contract in my chambers, Father? You offering me a job?
Perish the thought. It's so that all your toiling can be more painful, nothing more.
Weird thing to make, like, consensual.
Why would I want my toiling to be more painful than it already is?
Who knows, boy, or better yet, who cares? To make the mortals up there worship you for all your labors? Go on, then. Go get yourself dispatched some more, so I can make well certain that my realm can properly contain you.
It's a deal. How's everything been going lately, boy? What's the good word?
The Underworld Prince's casual inquiry serves but to frustrate the Infernal Hound, as none of his 3 heads possess the gift and curse of speech.
I mean, I heard all those noises he was making. That's close enough.
Achilles on break, I guess.
Yeah, Achilles still has time off. He probably has to go clean up my mess. Yeah, I leave that place in quite a state every time I run through.
You must have vanquished Megara, my child, for she has been sulking in the lounge for quite some time. You are safe here from her whip, but not her words.
I'd better talk to her. Thank you for the heads up, Nix. See you later, I'm sure.
Do I really think that's a good idea? She always seems to be in a worse mood after I talk to her.
The lounging area within the House of Hades is a dismal place to be, in spite of its intended purpose to enliven the house's grim inhabitants.
It's better than nothing.
I don't know, that Medusa head doesn't really seem all that grim to me.
And then all 7 of those wretches tried cutting to the front of the procession line. Can you believe the nerve? As though they'd get an audience that way.
What a bunch of dummies! What were they even thinking, cutting the line? I mean, in front of you?
Let's just say if they still have any complaints for our Lord Hades, they'll be waiting for a long, long time before they get the chance to bring them up.
Ladies' night, I guess. Or day. I don't know.
Yeah, what time is it? Alright, let's see if our dude here wants to offer me some keys.
What's in stock?
I would love to buy 10 keys. I was not prepared for 217 darkness, though. Well, we'll get to these at some point. Alright, let's go see. I don't think we really have a ton of compelling stuff to spend our darkness on. Unfortunately, we're going to have to spend keys to unlock the good stuff, and then we're going to need to... spend... We just have a long way to go before darkness is all that good for us again. I guess we could pull some of the darkness out of Shadow Presence. How much can I get back?
Not possible.
If I go back to 1 cast, we can have an extra life. That's probably okay, given how infrequently I remember to use cast. Anything new over here with Skelly?
Little tip, boyo. You find any coinage while you're out there, you be sure to pawn it off to that old Chiron. Boatman guy, use it or lose it, pal. Use it or lose it.
Thanks, mate. Note to self, always spend everything I earn instead of ever saving.
It's like edutainment. Alright, next run, the bow is glowing, which I think is pretty good for us, because we had a really good bow run last time. And I think we might go for that Hermes feather.
Power.
Man, I was so close. I was so close to upgrading the collar. We'll get it. We'll get it there. Yeah, we might try a Hermes feather run. It seems pretty compelling if you can figure out how to do it quickly enough. I mean, obviously, like, getting lucky and pulling an Ares boon really early would definitely be helpful. Because Doom on the special attack was super powerful. I don't know. We'll give it a try. Ares with the bow, finally earning enough keys to unlock this thing that I've wanted all my life, but I never really knew that I wanted. Look at it. It kind of looks like... Somebody pointed out that it sort of looks like a motorcycle in the comments of the last episode. And now I am, first of all, very hopeful, and secondly, very prepared to have those hopes dashed. But it does look like it has a seat, doesn't it? What if it's a sweet Eagle motorcycle gun? Oh, man. All right, listen, we got to get out of here. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time to be equal parts delighted and disappointed, just like with all my videos. And we'll see you then.